Well, howdy ho, my peeps. It's early evening, 6 something, or close to 7 out here, and I'm almost ready to come in from working. I didn't work much today because it was 109 during the hottest part of the day. I did try to come out and work. I got my garden watered, but that's about all I could do. It was just too hot. So Grant and I went into town. I picked up 3 sacks of mortar mix because I'm finally going to finish my rock wall that I started building years ago. I got it about 3/4 of the way completed in length, and I still have to do some stuff to the top. And I'm going to get very, very creative on finishing this rock wall. I saw a wall done, well, I saw one over on the coast in Paso Robles as you're heading toward Pismo Beach on the central coast of California. And I have photos of that somewhere. And then I have a friend who lives in the ritzy part of town in a funky, huge, marvelous old 1970s house. And one of her friends who's an artist, built the rock wall in front of her place. Extremely artistic with lots of different kinds of materials, rock and brick and adobe and all kinds of stuff. And it's undulating. I mean, it undulates up and down and it undulates from side to side. It's marvelous. Looks like something you'd see in Barcelona that architect Gaudi, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Gaudi. I know it isn't Gaudi, even though people think it's Gaudi. I think it's Gaudi. Anyhow, some of the work that he did, very Art Nouveau, beautiful. So, sorry I'm shaking. So I'm going to finish it, and of course I'll do before and after, and I'll get a little video of it as well. But I'm really excited about making the commitment to finishing that wall. What I'm doing today, and what I have been doing day after day for several weeks, is I'm raking my front pasture. I'm going to flip this around so you can see what I've done so far. So you can see there are areas that are flat, and then if you look in this direction, there are areas that still have a lot of thatch to them. That's years of thatch and years of leaf mulch. I finally cleaned up in front of my gate. I had a big pile of eucalyptus that my neighbor came and moved with his tractor. I will probably insert that footage here. He's moving all the wood over to right next to my burn pile right there. So this way, it's out of the way of the gate and the egress there. And I can sit over there and just work on it with the umbrella at my leisure, and whatever is just garbage, I'll throw right into the burn pile. So this really helps the whole situation. So anyhow, he just showed up out of nowhere. God bless his heart. He saw I was working so hard, and he came and made that pile of eucalyptus for me. Now that's going to be turned into kindling and small pieces of firewood. So You can see some little tufts of grass there. See those tufts? I just raked those up. They're going to go onto a tarp, and they are going to be pulled around to, close your eyes, I don't want to make you seasick. Right over there, see that livestock? That livestock is enjoying a big old pile of grass that I just dropped in their yard a few minutes ago. So, why, you might ask, am I out here in the hot sun, sweating, raking, and dragging feed over to animals that I don't even own? Well, let me tell you, it's a win-win-win-win all the way around. First of all, I'm getting very good exercise. Good exercise that has, in just the past couple of weeks, tightened my muscle tone. My forearms all of a sudden are no longer flabby, they're tight. The backs of my legs, up my glutes a little bit, the fronts of my, I don't know what those are called, quads, whatever. The front muscles of my, I should know these things. I mean, I studied it forever, but anyway. So anyhow, all my leg muscles, my arm muscles are beginning to tighten. I can feel in my core that my stomach muscles are beginning to tighten. And this is only after about 3 weeks on and off of this kind of work. But it's tough work because, I'm lifting a heavy metal rake. I bought a heavy one on purpose. And I fling that down, and then I pull back, and I do that motion over and over again until I've got a nice long row of raked up pasture grass. And then that gets pitchforked onto a tarp and drug across the street, hitched to the back of my little golf cart. So, you do that long enough, day in and day out, and you can feel it. I really feel it in my hands. I had that carpal tunnel surgery where they snipped one of the tendons, I guess it is, that goes through that little foramen there in your wrist. And I can feel that my hands don't function as well as they used to. They're not as strong, but that's okay. They work, so I'm thrilled. So I have noticed, more pain in my hands than I normally would. But everything else is feeling great. I'm having no back pain. My leg cramps finally stopped because I'm going to switch hands here, because I've been very, very careful to stay hydrated. I drink water constantly, and I've started adding a little bit of like a Gatorade kind of juice in there as well that's got some electrolytes. So I just find that that is keeping me hydrated, keeping my electrolytes balanced, and I'm not having nighttime leg cramps like I had been. So anyway, I get a lot of exercise. I have a burn pile that's quite large now, and I wonder if I can flip this around while I can't. Anyhow, it's a real big burn pile, and if I were trying to put all of this grass on my burn pile, it would be gargantuan. And so by being able to drag it across the street, I don't overbuild my burn pile. And win number 3 is that the animals get fed, and my neighbors are having a tough time keeping their animals fed. They have a lot of livestock, so anything I can throw over the fence is helpful. So there's that, and it's just good for my mind to come out here and do some repetitive, progressively progressive accomplishment is what I'm trying to say on this job. So I'm really feeling good about it. I need to get the chainsaw out and cut up a lot of these little pieces of wood, and you know, put them in my new used little black trailer that my son gave me and Grant got working for me, that I can load firewood into and drag that around to the firewood stacks. So God, I'm shaking. I've had my head down and I've just been, just barreling through this project, not really thinking much about it or planning it, just doing it. The other thing I've discovered is that after about 3 weeks of this kind of work, I notice that my body gets antsy during the day if I'm not out here doing something. Just sitting feels uncomfortable and I get a little nervous. So I find, I put on my work boots and I grab my hat, my sunscreen and my water, and I come out here and I just look around, and every place I look, there's something that has to be done. So I just dig in and do it. Lately, it's all been about raking the pasture. But there are plenty of other projects that need to be done. So, all of that is just to say that summer 2024 has been all about work for me, hard physical work, regaining my strength, regaining my self-confidence, and with every pull of the rake, I lose a little bit more weight. That's win number 4. So, I just feel really, really good about what I've been doing lately. So anyhow, if you've hung with me this far and you want to see some more, stay tuned. If not, I will see you on the next video. Bye.